Hey, hello, welcome. So, I woke up this morning with this feeling in my body of restlessness, and I felt a bit unsettled. And what I noticed is that I immediately started to go into my head. So I immediately started to scan the environment for what's wrong. So for the people who are just tuning in, I said that I woke up this morning with this feeling of unsettlement, like restlessness, and I immediately could feel my head, I could feel my energy go up in my head and scan the environment for what is out there that is making me feel unsafe, what is making me feel this feeling. And while I was laying there, I noticed myself doing that, and I could switch the momentum. I could turn my attention inward and to feel that actually what was needed in that moment was to feel what I was feeling, to actually hold the sensation, to hold the emotion, and to not do anything yet with that particular feeling or sensation. And that kind of sparked the enthusiasm or the idea of talking a little bit about that on this channel, and then guiding a meditation, because I think we as human beings tend to do this all the time, that we have a sensation within our body, and then instead of feeling it, allowing it, letting it go through the system, we turn our focus outwardly, and we are looking for the problems outside of ourselves and the unsafety outside of ourselves in order to maybe want to fix that or change that. And I definitely think there is a time for action, and there's a time for changing things, and there's a time for improving the situation you are in. But if we do that from a place, and that I think is the problem, if we do that from a place of not having allowed the feeling to go through us, then the action that we are doing, the emotion that we are putting into motion, will come from our feeling of us not being safe. It will come from this survival mode. Survival mode kicks in, then you go into action, and then you try to make life better or make things worse, better. Make things work, I wanted to say. So what I believe that inner safety is the capacity to be with yourself and to hold yourself through every sensation, every emotion you could possibly think of, so that you can trust yourself, your body, your vessel, that it can hold everything that wants to go through you. If you have that confidence within yourself that you can hold every emotion, basically that means you can nothing can really touch you, nothing can really be a danger to you, if that makes sense. If we do not have that structure for ourselves, if we have no feeling of safety within the channel, and we are dependent on the outside world, then what happens is what I just referred to. Survival mode kicks in, and from that place we usually do not take the decisions that are most no, I want to rephrase that. Not always we take the best choices from that position. And I got the question, which was a really beautiful question, I think, is how is the inner safety? So what in my experience is the capacity and the confidence to hold everything that wants to go through your system. How is that inner safety related to your outer safety? And what I believe is that the inner safety makes sure that the decisions that you are making after the sensation or after the emotion went through you is actually a decision that comes from a more aligned place. It comes from, it allows for the soul energy to speak more through you. It allows for higher frequencies of truth to speak through you. Instead of you going into your mind and not wanting to feel the feeling and then trying to fix the world from your mind, you tend to like build this air castles around you with fake feelings of safety. So the decisions you are making are more about maintaining the structure, the outside structure of unsafety, instead of moving kind of forward through the pain, through the emotion, through the sensation, and then being able, and that's I think the second step that we need to undertake if we want the inner safety to be related to the outer safety, is then we have we can build the capacity to look at the pain underneath the pain. If we don't allow ourselves to feel the feelings and we push it away, or we go into like a strong mindset and we think, you're fine, you're not in danger, all that stuff that you can tell yourself with your mind, you can actually not touch upon what is really hurting you, what is really underneath the sensation, what is really causing it. So this requires for us to step into like a higher level of awareness, to look at ourselves, so zooming out of the human being and to look at ourselves at what is the fear behind the fear, what is the pain behind the pain. And this is an important step to have the inner safety related to the outer safety. Because if you're not aware of what you are secretly, unconsciously telling yourself or believing in, if you do not tackle those innermost deep fears and anxiety and stress, then it will only be a game of feeling, but nothing is changing. So in my perspective, it's a marriage between feeling, but then also investigating the pain behind the pain. Yeah, and so the moment we see what's the pain behind the pain, there are different methods, there are different ways of healing and letting go. I will not go into that today in detail. Sometimes it's enough to just shine your light on it and to become aware of your unconscious structure there. Sometimes more is needed. Sometimes it really takes like a more thorough investigation of that thought and how you can loosen it up, and eventually it can let you go, or you can let it go. So to summarize, and then I would love to take you like into a nice guided meditation, is that if we are comfortable enough to feel everything that we are feeling, then we are untouchable. Then nothing can happen in the outside world that is too much for you. And if nothing is too much for you, it means you can handle everything. So yeah, and I think that we all know this, and I think that I'm not telling you anything new, and that still, and I know that because my human being does this as well, is that still we push away so many of the feelings during the day. And I'm not saying that it's always the right moment and the right time to really let it flow through you. Sometimes there is a reason why you kind of say, okay, I feel it, I'm gonna suppress it for now, and I think that's very valid. But it will always, it won't go away until you actually look at it, address it. So it's always a good idea to visit it again in hindsight, or if you have the time, the attention span, the energy to let it go through you in that moment. I think that's a beautiful, beautiful gift we can give ourselves, because it is just pointing us directly at the things that are still in our system, holding us back from expressing our most authentic, true self. And I think that's the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, is that if we allow ourselves to feel the feelings, we uncover the pain behind the pain, then it can be released and it can be set free. It will give us so much more room and space for all the things we feel we want to do, and for the person we want to be, and to have like much more of an open heart and open arms towards life. So therefore, I would like to invite you into a sweet short meditation with me, which will be all about feeling the feelings. So if you are ready, I would like to invite you to take a comfortable position. And let's drop into it together. After you are in listening mode, I am in talking mode. Let's both withdraw our energy inward. So you can close your eyes if you want to for this. And just notice how funny life is, how strange life is, that one moment you're all focused outwardly, listening, processing, probably immediately trying to see how this works for you in your life, and your mind is going places, to moving your attention inwardly and kind of taking all those energy strains that were focused outwardly, just pull them back one by one. And you can do that by, first of all, closing your eyes so your world of sensation is limited a little bit more. And then maybe breathe a couple of times. Very consciously in and out. And really feel yourself sink into this moment. Allow yourself to go inward and be curious about what you find there. Maybe you're not fully there yet, that's fine as well. Just take your time. Maybe it's nice to make a little sound with your out breath to let go all of the superficial tension, the easy tension, the ones that are not stuck in your tissues, but just like a little bit on the outside of your aura. Which might be easily let go by just a sigh. Nothing to hold on there. Nothing fixed about it. And then if your attention is going inward, just notice where it is most drawn to into your body. What area of your body is most present right now? And allow yourself to focus your attention fully there. And you can notice that if your energy pops right up into the mind, that's exactly what we were talking about. It might be easier there, it might be more comfortable there. You might feel like you have to remember something or fix something, and you feel like it should be done in the head, and you can always do that later. You can always return to the head later. And for now, it's the invitation to drop into the body, to the body part where you feel you are most drawn to. And maybe you can give it a little bit more space. Let it become as big as it wants to be. And feel if you can stick with it. And it might be, in this moment, very joyous or light or beautiful, and that's fine too. That's a sensation too. It might be numb. It might be nothing's coming up. That's all right as well. It's all okay. And it might be that now you're silent with your eyes closed. There is this lingering feeling of nervousness, pain, unsettledness, anxiety. And just feel what happens if you stick with it. what's most alive in your body right now, what's most true right now, and really practice with letting it be present, not pushing it away, not changing it, just letting it be as it is. And feel how your body is the vessel, the container for this sensation. Nothing more, nothing less. Feel how you are handling this. How you are okay, even though you might not feel okay. And just feel for yourself how deep you want to go today. There's nothing wrong with practicing, with going step by step. It can be that the first times you are doing this, it actually feels really scary. And then see if you can stay with that. I'm sensing all kinds of things, and that feels very scary. That's it. That's the most true, the most alive for you in this moment. And I will give you a few moments of silence to really practice this. Practice not going into the mind, but staying with the sensation and to observe what is most alive in your body and to stay with that. That's it. Nothing to change. And as soon as the mind drifts off, go back to the sensation. It might change. It might change location. It might change quality, color. It might become bigger or smaller, and observe. Let it do what it wants to do, and be a space holder for that. And maybe you can find within this space the energy field that is behind you. That's endless and spacious and holding you. no matter what's going through the human body, no matter what's happening there. There is this vast, supportive, energetic space that you can lean into, allowing you to maybe feel a little deeper because you feel a little safer, a little more connected to the whole field, less alone. And let the sensation in the body be enveloped by this spaciousness, be surrounded by it. Let all the energy kind of collapse over it, into it, and see what happens then. And then you might want to ask this energy that you're feeling, you might want to ask it, what is it showing you? What does it want to tell you? Why is it here? And maybe something pops up, maybe not. And then do whatever you feel you want to do, being in this space. Maybe you have another question. Maybe you feel like sinking in a little bit more in the spaciousness. Maybe you want to dive deeper in the sensation. Let yourself be guided by your own intuition for what is most beneficial for you right now. And really just go for it. Don't be shy to follow that inclination. Trust that you know what's best for you. And then when you feel satisfied, you can keep on listening. If you don't, feel free to just leave this gathering to explore a little more, a little deeper by yourself. But if you do, and obviously you can always go back to this meditation, just put a little smile on your face for the funniness of life. the weirdness of being a human being, having a human body with all these sensations. It's kind of weird that we're so busy with that. And absolutely understandable, but we're funny beings. Life is funny. It's a funny adventure. So maybe somewhere you can acknowledge that and feel that, even though you just might have experienced a lot of pain or anxiety. Maybe there's somewhere you can feel that what I'm saying is true, that is also funny. I'm not saying that to disregard your sensations. I'm saying it because it's true. I feel that it's true. From a higher perspective, it's true. From a lower human perspective, life really sucks sometimes. And then, in your own pace, come back to your physical body. Moving through the steps backwards, so inviting your energy back into the human body, accepting your current reality, embracing it, loving it maybe, where you are sitting, how you are feeling, what you're going to do next in life. Just invite it back into your reality with maybe this sense of funniness and spaciousness, or proudness of having looked inside of what's going on there. And then when it's time, open your eyes. And this is the moment to say goodbye. Thank you so much for tuning in, and see you next time.